Jesse, aka MTVJesse, aka Bloody Sunday Jesse, Sunday, etc. On and on and on. You're looking like you lost like a whole one of yourselves with this weight loss and this transformation. You look good, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Because obviously a couple years ago you had kind of like dived in on like just like redirecting your life in terms of like getting clean off of alcohol, because you were, you recognized you had some sort of problem with alcohol, however severe or not severe it might have been.
Yeah.
It feels like you've dived all the way in on like kind of a lifestyle change in terms of fitness, and I always see you sparring and you're just always sweating and
I'm
shirtless, sweating and shirtless.
Yeah.
But well, first of all, obviously, what sparked that, and how long has the journey been for you, where you really like are very consistent? Because you could start. Most people start and stop, start and stop, start and stop.
Yeah.
The consistency is important.
I think that was the big change, is because I was that guy. I mean, I've lost 30 to 50 pounds like 10 times in my life.
Right.
And I fucking got sick and tired of being that guy.
Likewise. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
fucking annoying. I mean, even just this last week that went by, I went on the scale after like my dad was down and like whatever, and I'm like 7 pounds heavier, and I just cold stop. I was like, yo, you're not that guy. Like, you're not bouncing back to being like fucking.
Yeah, because you could slip into it.
Dude, so quick.
Yep.
And I think it's when you stop, say, like, for me, I weigh myself every Monday, and I'm like, it's the second you're like, nah, I know I'm heavier this week, so I'm going to weigh myself next Monday. I think that's
you gotta
dangerous.
hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, go weigh yourself, look at it, write it down, and then be like, get back. Like,
and also weigh yourself at night. Because if you weigh yourself in the morning,
that. I can't do. I'm naked.
You're naked.
I try to take as many pisses as I can.
As soon as you wake up and you're naked, you're like, I don't know why it is. If you weigh yourself, like right when you wake up, you weigh way less.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
the thing.
crazy. You look even better.
You do. I know. You'll be like, damn. Like my food processed. I don't have a food baby right now.
I even make sure after my shower I'm like fully dry.
Yeah.
I can't have wet hair.
Yeah, because it's a little extra weight.
Yeah.
Damn.
I shave my pubes. I fucking
just listen. It all counts. He said my pubes are going down the. Do you shave your pubes over the toilet or in a trash bag?
Let me think. It's been a minute actually, because that was a joke. Let me think.
Oh, I mean, I gotta ask.
I think over a toilet.
You got to do over the toilet.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the guy shaving your pubes over the trash and then like.
Well, yeah. Wait.
I have a wife.
Yeah,
and
over
kid.
the toilet. Someone does it over the trash. I don't think I've ever done that.
I think some people have done that. Actually,
you gotta
yes.
flush it.
My co-host's little brother did that. They share a place on my radio show, and he talked about how his little brother shaved his pubes, and it was all over the side of the trash can, and
you got to clean up after too, because it's always around the toilet seat. You got to do the little.
You got to do it.
Wet
the little
paper towel.
Yep. You got to get the. It's almost like a paper towel is more stickier than you imagine when you're cleaning pubes off of a toilet seat.
Yeah, it grabs them.
It grabs them, man.
Yeah.
It does. Nah, it's dope to see everything going on with you, man. Obviously, the last time you were on the show was like not too far after we launched the show. I mean, it was maybe like 4 or 5 months after we launched the podcast.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man.
It's been a minute. That was like kind of right after you had, not right after you had left Nelk, but I guess you had kind of broken your silence. It was right after you dropped the first YouTube video.
Kind of talking about
of the new like direction of content that you were doing.
Yeah.
And
I don't think I sold the company at that point though.
No, you did not.
I was like,
no,
in that process.
That is correct, because shortly after that, me and you had started collabing on some pranks. Yeah. We had
some of the best, dude.
Some of the best
episodes we ever did was with you.
I get stopped all the time.
Really?
And they're always like, dude, the prank with the guy who rapped like a bear and a koi fish and Simba, my boy, Simba, who's huge, at the time he was on the come up. He still is on the come up, but he's a lot bigger than he was then. He even brings that shit up to me. He'll be like, dude, that shit was crazy. Like people still ask me about that whole situation.
Really?
There was a Snow the Product one we did that for whatever reason.
That was with Steve, right?
It was with Steve. And for whatever reason, the like real version of that prank did not drop. I don't know.
Was it because I think it was like we shot it as a Nelk video.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
I don't know.
I think you guys had shot something, and I think at that time that was like a situation where Steve was in it, and I think the real footage of that was supposed to possibly come out on Nelk.
Yeah.
But we had like a kind of a diet version.
Oh, I think I know what happened. That was around because like me and Kyle were kind of shooting our own things anyways.
Yeah.
It wasn't very public, but
right.
like Yeah, so the idea was towing cars as a prank.
Yeah.
And so I went to you and we shot that. We brought Steve and we had a segment we were going to do for the video. But then I think they got sued or I think like the team got arrested for that prank.
Yes, I think that happened.
And then they couldn't upload the footage or they couldn't finish
so
the video.
there's like really dope footage of this Snow the Product prank that will never see the light of day.
Yeah.
But it was really good.
I got it on some drives probably.
She had like her Jeep was hooked onto a tow truck and she was trying to back out and the
yeah.
wheels were spinning and she's like freaking out. She has her girlfriend in the car and I think Steve was just saying the most disrespectful, sexist shit to this girl. It was hilarious. It was so funny.
Prime Steve will do it time.
He was like talking about like, I know girls can't drive. I mean, you're a woman.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
It was peak Steve will do it.
Man, we can't let you drive because you're a woman.
100%. It was it was good, man. That's what I was gonna say, man. Recently, obviously, it was so awesome to see. Obviously, the long way everybody ever since the Full Send podcast launched was waiting on you to go on there. So it was dope to see you guys chat and kind of talk about the good old days and some of the early pranks that you guys had, and then they kind of
you gave it a listen.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. Yeah,
nice,
I think the day it dropped. And then I watched the New York one where you guys were security guards.
Oh, yeah.
It just was like nostalgic.
I get a lot of people have hit me up since that video and been like, yeah, it was like the perfect nostalgic thing to do together that like brought back, like, because a lot of people, I think they got brought into Nelk because of that Coachella video we did. Mm-hmm. So it was like their like first fucking thing they seen. So they were just stoked to see that.
Yeah, I think that's what I miss you guys. I just miss that kind of content because it doesn't really exist anymore, and I don't think Kyle's focused on making that kind of shit anymore. And so it was just dope to see, you know what I mean?
Feeding off each other, kind of.
Yeah, he just I just think some of you guys' pranks were just some of the best shit. Like you guys would really like, you know, whether it's you and Steve. Obviously, Steve's face, I don't even think it'd be shown anywhere on YouTube, from what I've heard. Right? Not
even his hand, man. It's fucking sad.
Not even his hand.
Apparently, I heard that. Yeah, it was somebody doing a podcast with him or something,
and he'd be off camera.
And like, or that's what it was. I think he did the Donald Trump one, or something happened, and his hand was in it, and they were like flagging it, and it was what? It's fucking bonkers, dude.
That poor guy, man.
Dude.
I really feel bad for him because like
I do
he
gets a
seems
lot of
like
happiness
such
from
a
that.
sweet dude.
Yeah, dude.
And he was doing so much like. Look, he was doing some like pushing the limit type shit, but he also was giving away so much money to like random families. Like I remember he had that random lady he was taking on the road with him everywhere, the black chick. Like I always thought, I mean, I miss him on YouTube. I haven't checked him out on Rumble to see if the pranks or the videos are still of the quality that they were. But
yeah, when you're deplatformed, it's hard to, I don't know. Like, yeah. I think it was because it was his like audio. But then they were like, oh, he's not in it. And then they said no. Like, I think they used like his hand being in it. I could be fucking wrong, but I remember hearing that somewhere. But